All right, good morning. So I was reading a book and in it talked about this guy named Jason Silva, and then I checked him out. He's on YouTube and he does these series of videos called Shots of Awe, and it's kind of just him like talking, and it's randomness, and it's sort of like stream of consciousness, usually around a topic. It has nothing to do with drugs and alcohol, and he has like very serious video production to it. It has a whole different tone to it in terms of the quality of video production, but it's the same general idea. It's just him on a rant. And basically, he was offered all kinds of different opportunities to do regular TV and stuff like that. And he turned it down because he said, I don't do this, I don't want to get a TV show. It won't work if I'm on a TV show. I need to be able to ramble. I need to be able to rant for my own therapeutic gain. And that's why I do these car rants. I need to be able to rant for my own therapeutic gain. I'm 100% serious about that. I don't care if anyone watches these. I don't care if one person watches these. I need to get this stuff out of my head. All right, so you probably saw opioids are now the leading cause of death for those under 50. Not the leading accidental death, the leading cause of death, period. All right, so we can sit back, and again, I'm going to say it one more time. That indicates to me that we have a fundamental problem. The car is broken down. It's sitting on the side of the road. The answer is not to pour more gasoline into the engine. The answer is to get a new car, a brand new type of car that runs on maybe brand new fuel. The idea that how we're going to handle this opioid epidemic, where deaths have skyrocketed since the 1980s. Do you know in the 1980s, less than 10,000 people died of a drug overdose? They could do stuff like sit back and wait till people hit bottom. They could do stuff like sit back and say, some must die so others can live, because not very many people were dying. If you sit there and say, well, heroin's always been around, it's been killing people. Crack cocaine's always been around, it's been killing people. You're wrong, not true. It's a whole new world. Bill Wilson was not shooting dope. Bill Wilson was not an 18-year-old kid smoking Roxys. If we think the system that we set up in 1972 is going to touch this problem, us arguing and trying to get increased access for treatment, that will help. Obviously, we need more beds, but that'll just be, it'll create the cycle. It'll be an endless cycle. This will never get better, because you know what? Creating more access to beds, that is not innovation. The equivalent would be if we wanted to innovate in the communication industry, Apple would have increased access to payphones. So we'd have had more payphones and people would have been able to pull over in their car and make a call real quick. No, innovation is when you invent brand new, exciting, never before thought of things. The Minnesota model guides all our treatment services. The Minnesota model was developed in 1960. In 1960, 18-year-olds were not eating narcotics like Tic Tacs. This is a whole new era. I'm going to go into work today, and I'm going to do my work on a laptop computer that has more power than the computer that powered this trip to the moon, Apollo 1. I'm going to get in a car that I'm not taking my horse and buggy home today. I'm not driving my Model T Ford home today. It's a serious time we're in. If you let that marinate, if you let that sit in your head, opioids are the ¡1 killer for people under 50. And our responses, and everybody's talking about healthcare, and they're putting out money to help fund healthcare, and they're giving it to increasing access to diabetes, and they're giving it to smoking education, and they're giving it to healthy lunches. In the meantime, in those same schools where they're giving healthy lunches, people are popping Xanax in the bathroom, and substance use disorders get ignored. Until we get sensible about this, until our government officials, until our treatment providers are willing to say the way we're doing this is 100% wrong, let's sit down, let's acknowledge the problem, let's talk about the elephant in the room. We don't have a solution to this. Let's start over from scratch and let's invent it. And let's get recovering people in the room while we invent it. And let's put them in positions of primacy for this solution. Because the solution to this is not an acute care stay in a treatment center. The solution to this is lifelong recovery. Nothing about us, without us. Get us in the room, ask for our opinion, ask for the parents' opinion. Don't just make it lip service. Don't just write it down and don't do anything about it. Make it the real deal. Let recovering people guide this solution. Not academics, not experts. Like, we really need to have another conference where we're going to bring in the same experts that have been guiding this thing, that have led to 66,000 overdose deaths. Yeah, we need to get fired up. We need to get angry. And if you're out there and you're asking yourself, what can I do? Talk about this. And if you know anybody in any kind of influential positions, rattle their cage. Talk about it. Ask them, what are you funding? Why are you funding it? Why do you do it that way? Why are services provided that way? Why do we kick people out of treatment centers for having potato chips in their room? I have no idea why I say it like potato chips, but why do we kick people out for fraternizing or holding hands with another gender? What's that all about? How do we get away with that in today's politically correct world? When you could use either bathroom, you can't even look at a girl. If you're a 20-year-old dude in treatment, you'll get kicked out for looking at a girl. Good God, you'll get kicked out for looking at a girl. You've been warned 3 times. You're fraternizing. I'll tell you what, man. I'm not shutting up. I don't care what anyone thinks. I honestly don't care what anyone thinks. And if these endeavors and these projects I have, if they go away, and if I can't make them work, and I need to go get a job at Walmart or as a landscaper or wherever because I'm blackballed from the industry, I could give a shit less. You don't understand. You have no idea how little. If anybody wants to judge me or put me on some type of blacklist, you have no idea how little that means to me. Because I'm talking to these parents, and I'm talking to them about what it feels like when their 22-year-old daughter's dead. And I'm talking to them about what it feels like when their 20-year-old son was kicked out of a treatment center, a shitty treatment center in LA, and was found dead on the streets. Because these pop-up, shady-ass treatment centers that are everywhere. All right, I went way long today. I'm going to shut up. I'm going to shut up, and I'm going to get off of this. I'll be back, though. I'm coming back. I'll talk to you later.